Yo, what's going on, boys and girls? We are here at the shop and gonna get everything ready to go to RT tuning tomorrow with the MR2. So let's get at it. Well, this was not as fun as I thought it was gonna be. I'm just kidding. You know what you're getting yourself into with cars. So, yeah, so I'm finishing this up. This is why it's going to RT. Just little things like this. And this isn't, I mean, little, but it's been sitting for a while. It's got an oil leak. As you know, I was putting the coilovers on, just finishing up the rear. I've had so much going on that I haven't had a chance to finish this up, and now I'm kind of, it's crazy how schedules sometimes put you under the gun to get stuff done. It's a little bit more of a pain in the butt in the back than I thought it would be. Unfortunately, just MR2 suspension is crazy, and this is kind of what they were notoriously known for, the problems that they had. You know, I can see in there. But yeah, so I'm finishing this up. I got the driver's side to go, and then I'm gonna have to kind of clean up in here a little bit, because come tomorrow we're getting this thing out of here and it's gonna be going over to RT tuning. They're gonna be going through the engine. They're probably gonna do maybe, I don't even know if the timing belt's been replaced. We might be doing a timing belt. I gotta be honest with you, I don't know if this is a timing belt or a timing chain. What is the deal with this? This 3S GTE thing is new to me in the MR2 world. But we'll find out. So either timing belt, timing chain, whatever needs to be replaced. I'm assuming it's a timing belt. Some gaskets, just see how the motor is doing, see how the turbo is doing. And then that's pretty much gonna be it. We're gonna hopefully get this thing on the road, pending them not finding anything serious. You know, always a fun time when you're working on cars, and especially old ones that people neglect, but it's just mind-blowing to me. I apologize for the mess in here, but this is why I'm trying to get this car out of here so we can clean up. You can see this shock has been leaking oil, and they're just so old, and it's mind-blowing to me that people actually drive these cars with suspension like that on there, just because obviously when you buy an old car like this, you're probably paying cash and you're probably using a good chunk of your money. But as I always say in almost all my videos where I'm talking about my older cars, is replace the suspension, replace the brakes. I'm hoping to do a big brake kit on this. I think Willwood is really one of the few that's out there. I've never heard of like a Brembo kit that came off of a different car. For example, with the R32 GTR, you can use an Evo 9 Brembo big brake kit. Well, it's actually an Evo 9 stock kit, would be a big brake kit on factory R32 GTR. So, which I'm actually doing a big brake kit on my R32. We're kind of back and forth. I talked to Tommy today. It's either gonna be R33 Brembos, or he's got some monster Ferrari Brembos that have an adapter to go on, which I might do those. Those are his personal brakes. You know, I'll let you go check his channel out and see. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Just finishing up here. Hopefully we'll get this done within the next hour. I get home and then back tomorrow to get this thing cleaned up and over to RT. All right, let's get back to work. All right, so last coilover is in and installed. Well, it's not installed completely. It's just actually mounted up with the top bolts. And I have to kind of manhandle the strut bolts a little bit more. But I just kind of wanted to show you guys cleaned up. Again, look how much disgusting, you like my Crocs? How much disgusting just crust and rust and dirt and grime that this car had in it. Again, if you're buying one of these old Japanese cars, especially if it's from Japan, not the United States, just make sure that you pull the wheels off, check your suspension, check your brakes, check all that stuff. I can't really emphasize it enough that, or stress it enough that it's super, super important. So I'm gonna get back to doing this and try to clean this stuff up and get out of here for the night. And we'll be back tomorrow to bring this thing over to RT Tune. 2 months it took me, and not because it just took me a long time, because I have no idea what I'm doing. It took me 2 months because I've had so many other things going on. Obviously, you know, with the truck, with my home garage, with my Skyline R32. So it's been a long process. I made a complete mess because this car is seriously crusty, and man, it just needs some real love. That's why I have it now, and we're gonna take care of this thing. The suspension is completely on as far as the coilovers are concerned. RT Tuning, what they specialize in is the alignments and everything, and in the front, it does rub a little bit on the coilovers, which is kind of why I'm bringing it to them, so they can just adjust the suspension and see. I really don't want to run spacers on this car. I will very quickly change out the wheels before I do that, and run just a thinner wheel if I have to, or a higher offset. Because I think I could probably go a little bit more aggressive with that offset. But the Yankees look pretty nice on this car, and I've been so back and forth on replacing the rims on it. But I think for the purpose of this car, which you guys are gonna see as soon as this car gets back together and on the road, is gonna kind of be like a street track car, which I didn't intend in the beginning, but the more and more, you know, now that weather's coming in and things are starting to open up, I'm so stoked to get this car out and have fun with it. And I'm like, you know what? I'd really like to start doing some track days. And I've contemplated on buying another car for track specific, but I want to get some seat time. And what better way than the MR2, because this thing will challenge me for sure. You don't see a whole lot of them as far as set up for track, because it does take a lot to get them dialed in. But you know, the few that are out there, Bob Pham, the one, Mr. MR2 himself, whose coilovers these are, he tracks his White Walker, and there's a couple of other MR2s out there that track as well. So anyway, that's just me ranting. I'm stoked. I'm gonna clean up here tonight. I'm gonna get back at it tomorrow. We're gonna load this thing up. I'm gonna move the Corrado out, move some things around, and get this thing over to RT, and we'll be doing some filming over there. So get ready. It's finally starting to happen. We're getting things together. I'll talk to you next time. If you like this video, hit the like button, subscribe. Let's get things going. The channel is really starting to grow now. I'm gonna be starting to do more content. Thanks guys, and I'll talk to you soon.